Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. My name is Owa Jibola, and our foundation is called the Thought Foundation. We are working with the adults in our community to help them have functional skills, to help them communicate with outside world, socialization, and otherwise. We help to make people relate well with their immediate environment in order for them to have a job, a skill that will be able to make them fit properly into the community. We come in here to rub minds together. And I will use this opportunity to inform you that we've been sponsored by the National Lottery. They've been very helpful, and they want us to make the world know that they are the ones sponsoring this project. So I will say thank you, National Lottery, and thank you for giving us opportunity to be in this forum once more. We need more of this type of project so that our community will be able to have a good relationship, so that we build a better society for our children and will have independence and be able to be productive in the society in which we live. We have two speakers today, or two teachers to say. One of them is Oluchi, and Joy will be coming in as well to take us and to enlighten us about what children do in their hidden place when they are using their gadgets, what they do while they are testing their friends. We want to poke nose into what they really do, We want to know more about those code they used to trick us, that will not allow us to know what they are writing about, We see it on a daily basis, and we really want to be feel relaxed and make sure that our children are safe in whatever they are involving in. And we have Oluchi. Oluchi will be taking us on a personal statement. A lot of people want to go into a new environment. They want to start studying. They want to do one thing or the other for career upliftment. And they are adults like me and you, You don't have to be underage before you to continue learning. Learning is an ongoing thing, and that's what the Thought Foundation is all about. We understand that learning is ongoing. There is no stop to it. So we have to enlighten ourselves. So she will be taking us on tips on how to write personal statement. It's a whole lot, but she will tell you more. Welcome, Oluchi. Nice to see you.
Thank you. No, thank you. Just trying to load my screen. Just taking a few moments to just glitch in. So bear with me before I share my screen. Okay, now it should be working. Great. Cool. Good. So let me know when everyone can see my screen. I may be glitching, just my laptop being old. Great. Can everyone see my screen? Was it loading? Okay, it's loading. Great. So, yeah, can everyone see it? Yeah, fantastic, cool. So welcome back, everyone. I do apologize for glitching. I'm trying to solve this with Zoom. But today we're going to focus on personal statements. So we did briefly talk about personal statements before, about the personal statement as part of your CV. Okay, in the top of your CV, what does a personal statement mean? And where to put in the CV. We've covered that, but now we're going to look at a different type of personal statement. And this is to go into further education through the UK system, UCAS. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to break down personal statement. It is quite a long topic, especially going to university, but we're going to break it down and we're going to continue next session so we can go through in detail. If you have any questions, just let me know. So a personal statement is a brief focused summary about your career or your research goals and required for applications for universities, colleges, and jobs. So universities, again, is from 18 onwards. So anybody from any age above 18 can go to university, and the same process is applied. It's not different because you're older, depending on what, if you're trying to do a master's or undergraduate, personal statement is still required. And the same steps still apply. So what is the purpose of purpose statement? If you've really done you have your grades, you've done everything, you've done some work experience. So why do I need to now submit a personal statement? So it's to persuade the university that they should offer you the place for one of their highly sought university spaces. So when you're going to university, you're not only just applying for university for yourself in the UK, people around the world are trying to go to this university. Not just yourself, not just your friend next door, not your friend's son. Again, everyone is trying to get placed at the university internationally. So the reason why they want you a personal statement, so they can have a little bit of insight to the kind of person that you are. Then what they face is your name, your address, your grades, your work experience, and this little summary. That's all they get, and they have to make a decision, which is why it's so important about your personal statement in regards to making an application to university. Okay, and also some careers, medicine in particular, will require, or anything to do with health, nursing, social care, social services, they will obviously require interview. But this is not all for all careers. So they are important because courses, especially when you're doing like a business, like a lot of courses are very highly competitive. They need a personal statement so they can, draw the people who are writing, reviewing your application that you deserve the space at this university. Again, not universities require interviews, so they don't even get to meet you, which is why the personal statement is important for you to get it right. It's opportunities to sell yourself. Okay, not actually put a tag, but obviously sell yourself. This is why you should pick me for this university. This is why, I should get this space. And it also prepares you for the future job applications because again, personal statement allows you to summarize your goals, your work experience, and your passion for this particular career. So when you are talking about jobs and future job applications, you've already planned this, you've already wrote this, you're quite confident going in. And they want to know all about you. They only know that you want to study at this university and study this course. What more do they want to know? They want to know more about you. They want to know that you won't drop out in the first year. They want to know that you're determined, you're hardworking. And that's what this, personal statement is for, to show that. Okay? So before you're starting a personal statement, sell yourself, be specific and be yourself. Okay? At any stage, people are going to doing postgraduate or your undergraduate or in a different careers or masters, it's the same thing. You need to sell yourself, you need to be specific, and you need to be yourself. Okay, so as I said, it is a very small summary. When you are applying for this, UCAS, so I would share a video at the end, but UCAS is where you apply for further education, universities, apprenticeships, or any further education and work related, anything to do with education, that's where you through UCAS. Okay, so if you want to do work, particularly just full-time work, then you can apply for different jobs. But anything to do with education, as well as working or part-time, full-time, apprenticeship, you go through UCAS. That's the main website or main place. Okay, so when you are applying for a personal statement, this is the word count. This is what I mean by small summary. It's not a lot. 4,000 characters is literally every space. Like it's not words, it's not letters, it's literally every space, 47 lines. To tell them why exactly you should deserve that spot. You can't use bold italic on it's italic words. You only have one shot, or you apply next year. So I'm going to talk about this 80-20 rule, but this is just the ground rules of writing a personal statement if you go to any university or furthering your education, writing a personal statement. So it's very, very, it sounds, oh my God, 4,000. Yeah, you can write it. It's not a lot. When you start rambling from 2001 to 2014, by the time you know it, 4,000 words is finished. So it's about being concise, writing the best personal statement that shows your skills, shows your passion, shows you're willing and determined, and you have passion for this career path. So things to keep in mind. So if you are planning to further education, I want to do a certain course, or I want to apply for university to further my education, to get a particular job or increase your credibility in a job to get a higher role, start early. Create many drafts. When I did it, my mom did it, drafts, because you're not going to get the perfect one when you start. You're going to create many drafts. You cash check. So obviously there's something called plagiarism. I don't know if anybody know what plagiarism is. This plagiarism is when you've copied another work. Okay, so you're making sure that if this person is authentic to you, you haven't copied it from elsewhere, because they check. They will scan it against every single person in the world that have sent a person statement to see if there's any more than a certain percentage of similarity. If you have over 40 or 60% of similarity with somebody else in New Zealand or in Australia, then they're going to be there'll be question marks about your personal statement. So it's good to make sure you're authentic and you do a UCAS check to scan to see if there's any sign of plagiarism. And again, proofread is a must. If it's your employer, your friend, your wife, or your children, or anybody else that is there that can proofread your work, is the better. The better anyone can give you a different perspective of your personal statement, the better. Okay, so what is a good list of a personal statement? Like, what do you need to include, and what is a good list? Work experience, voluntary experience, just showcasing your skills. Okay, it's very important to showcase your skills. Even though you're trying to further your education, you have the skills to transfer it and help you get that to help you with your further education. So if you know you're good at communication, you're good at written communication, that will help you further your education, because you have clear good experience about written communication, and that's very, very key when you're furthering education, when you're writing essays or writing research projects. Okay, so academic achievements. If you've done any academic achievements, it's good to put it there. Clubs, societies, careers, interests in the course. So, for example, if you gone to like an open day at a university to show that you're interested, again, they want to know that you're interested at this university. Why this university? Why University of Greenwich? Why University of Birmingham? Why University of Manchester? And why this course? That's what the kind of question they'll be thinking when you're reading a personal statement. And these are things traveled, if you've traveled for projects, if you know you have a business in Nigeria or a business abroad, how can that help you in this career path? If is it a financial business, is it oil business, is something that you've been doing abroad, that is really, really good. It makes you stand out from other people around the world that are applying to this university. So again, any personal experience, even if it's young, old, is all valuable to make yourself stand out. Okay. Any questions so far? So structure. Okay, this is the biggest thing when you're thinking about when you're thinking about, okay, personal statement, where do I even start if I want to start? Okay, this is like a rough structure, a template to go about it and where to start and where to begin. So, introduction, why do you want to study the course? You need to be very clear, because again, you're applying for this university for this course. You're not applying for being a pilot, you're not applying for being an artist, you're applying for doing this course that you're trying to apply for. So you need to make it clear that this is what I want, this is what I'm studying, why I want to study this course. Okay. Again, subject-specific focus. So this is when you will talk about the subject in particular. So if it's healthcare, is it law, is it finance, is it cybersecurity? This is where you're going to reflect on what you've learned, what you've done outside of your work, your education, to further your understanding about this particular subject you want to study at university. Academic and super curricular information. So these are things that you've done outside. So any events or any projects or any organizations that you've teamed up, or any work experience that you've done that has furthered your academic potential in this course. Again, even if it's not academic, even if it's you've done you did part-time an ambulance driver, or it was Tesco's, or if it was you worked as a care assistant or a call center, you worked in a call center, they're all transferable skills. Okay, transferable skills is literally one of the most important things people neglect. You be a manager at McDonald's, that's a fantastic role. To the amount of skills that you have that you can be transferred in your degree, in your future career, is a lot of employers take that on. So it's known that, okay, even though it's not directly linked to my course, I want to study university, it doesn't mean it's not valid. It just needs to show that it's transferable. So even though I worked in this industry, I can also transfer this into another industry. And obviously the end initial conclusion, the closing statement. So this is where you kind of finish it off, kind of asking them, this is why I want to study these subjects. And then, So let's go through this. So I made a mind map of questions that when you are trying to think about your personal statement, and why you're applying. These are the kind of things that you should be asking yourself, because they are asking themselves the question and trying to look for your answer in your personal statement. All these questions on the board, your answers should be in your personal statement. So do you have any hobbies or interests? Do you read? Do you go to spoken word? I know that I have like an auntie that learns how to sew every Saturday. So she goes to like a center and she sews. She wants to learn how to sew. So that's her hobby and that's her interest. Even though it doesn't show any relation to any, if she wanted to be a banker or a lawyer or into healthcare, it shows that she's dedicated, that she's committed to something. And that's what they want. They want you to be committed and determined. When you go to university, you spend maybe 3, 4, 5 years. They want someone that is determined. So showing your hobbies and interests and what you do outside shows that you're determined. If you know that you go to you do a particular sport, you go to golf every week, or you do something every week, it shows you're consistent and you're determined. So every little thing that you may think, oh, I don't need to write this, is not professional, is very, very, very valuable. Again, it's all about making yourself stand out. So so what do you want from this course to go in your future? So why do you want to go to university in the first place? But future plans of how you want to use this knowledge and experience. They want to know that. So you use this degree, okay, do you have any aspirations or any idea of why I'm going to use this degree? Again, details of jobs, placement, work experience, concentration on the specific course that you want to do. Explain why an experience or activity makes you an excellent candidate for this course. Okay, so give your evidence of skills that you have that are required to study the subject. So if you know you want to go into, you want to level up in your position in the health industry or the healthcare, and you want to do, I don't know, I think there's I know from my friends, but I know he's nursing and there's a consultant. So if you want to level up and you need some extra qualifications, you want to know, okay, cool, what do I need? So what evidence will I show that I'm determined and I'm passionate, that I want to further my education? What are my future plans? If you know your future plans is to furthering your career, to get a high position, you know you need some certain qualifications, this is the one for you. Because you've had this occupation before, a similar occupation in the same field, you know the understanding. And this is the time to show off what you've done, show off everything you've done in your life that has made you this person, made you this individual that they should take in for the university. They want to know that you're enthusiastic to learn. I know that sounds boring because, reading, tiredness, some people find it boring, but they want to know that you're willing to read, you're willing to, and willing to go into further education. Also, another thing, again, positions of responsibility. As I said, manager at McDonald's is your leader. You're taking care of a team. If you are a nurse in the social care, you are a leader. So that is, again, a position of responsibility. So that's something that is important. So any role you've had, even if it was a coach for a football club, or coaching young boys who are trying to do football, that's what position of responsibility. You need to look at risk assessments. You need to sort of organization, clear communication of dates, advertising for the coaching of these young boys and future people to join. These are little things that we don't actually remember, that, oh my God, these are significant. So any position of responsibility, if it's a head of a choir in church, again, that is to a leader. So any position of leadership is very good to show. Again, this is about showcasing your skills. Okay, what makes you the best individual for them to take you? And again, let me see. Yeah. Last one is about the subjects themselves. So why have you chosen to study the subjects? What makes you suitable to study the subjects? And what have you done, experience, understanding, or activities? So have you gone to a course event? Have you gone, for example, if it's a law, there's a lot of open days for law firms. Have you gone to any aspiring lawyers event? Or even if it's finance, there's a lot of finance and accounting events. So how have you shown that you're passionate and actually said, I'm actually interested in wanting to go to university for this degree? So these are those questions that help you stem your mind thinking, okay, you need to find these answers, because these are the answers that you need to write in your personal statement. Okay, so I know it looks a lot, but these are the questions that help you think if you want to further your education and want to start writing a personal statement. So action, benefit, and conclusion. So this is a way of writing, show your experience. So if you want to show that you've done something, I play netball. in your personal statement, I play netball. There's nothing. It's a weak statement. What about netball? What does that have to link to do with finance? What does that link to do with law? I play netball. Okay, I play netball and I'm responsible for arranging our matches. Okay, it's better, but it's not the best. I play netball and I'm responsible for arranging our matches, which has developed my organization skills. So now we know that here you play netball, you are responsible for something. So you've shown again, you're demonstrating leadership and you've developed organization skills, which is transferable for a university degree. However, we can still do better. Again, this is a perfect example. So I play netball and I'm responsible for arranging our matches, which has developed my organization skills. I am therefore confident that I can balance workload, workload and that studying history entails. So here they're not only shown that they can play netball, they're responsible again, show leadership skills. They have developed their organization skills. And in uni, one of the main things is about balancing because you have other commitments as well as studying. And I want to know that you can do that. And you've expressed that very clearly that you can balance playing netball and also studying because you have good organization skills. You may have family, you may have other commitments, and they want to know that you can do this. You know that you can be committed to learning and also doing other things. So even if it's anything that is not relevant to the course, because somebody who's studying history and netball, there's no link. There's no link, but there is transferable skills. So again, it's showing again that you are determined, that you are equipped to go to university. You know what it means, the dedication and commitment, and you're ready. And this shows an example that you are committed. Okay, so any questions so far? No? Cool. So paragraph 1, why you want to study this course. Okay, so this goes straight to the heart. Why do you want to study this course? What attracted you to this course? What topics within it particularly interest you? So obviously, I'm a law student and soon to graduate and become a solicitor soon, by grace. And the first thing that interested me is the fact that I love learning. I love knowledge of all knowledges from different things that doesn't even concern me, even if it's medicine, there's road, even if it's healthcare, different areas of our life. The law has impacts. And I wanted to know everything. So I know when someone asks me something, I can be able to give them the right direction. That's what attracted me, how extensive law is. Okay, so that's my first impression, my first attraction. And then now you build up what topics within law. Is it miscarriage of justice? Is it the imbalance of power? Is it the constitution? Is a lot of topics within the subjects. Okay, what further interests you? So these are things about you think about when you're asking why do you want to study this course? What has first interested you? And what topics within it what interests you? Because again, you want to show that you're passionate. You don't want to write things that topics in your course and you don't even like them. This is the first thing, that's not the time to write that. You only have 4,000 characters. So you want to make sure you want to show that you're interested and you're passionate. Okay. A lot of personal statements I love to start with, since I was a child, I wanted to start with a doctor. These are cliches that you want to avoid. Because I know when we were a child, we wasn't thinking about a doctor. We were thinking about, I want ice cream, I want this, I want that. It wasn't when we wanted to be a doctor. So these are things that, again, not to avoid. Or economics affects all areas of our lives. We know that economics, everyone that does, even you don't need to do business. We know that economics and money affects all of our lives. So these are just cliches that we want to avoid. We want to make sure it's authentic. Okay. So list of bad things that we don't want to include in our personal statement. So I went list of good things, these are lists of bad things. Irrelevant sub stories. When I was 7 years old, I broke my knee and the doctor took care of me and I knew I wanted to be a doctor. They don't want to they don't want to hear the sub story. Again, it's irrelevant. You're wasting spaces of your personal statement. So any sub stories, again, this is not the time. If you have an interview, maybe you could have dropped it in, but personal statement, we don't need that. Personal weakness. Again, personal statement is about showing your strengths. They said, do you know what? I know that I'm a bit talkative and I don't like working in a team, but I am good at communication. There's no need to show your weaknesses. This is about showing you why you want to go to university, why they should pick you. But then you say your personal weaknesses, so they're gonna question, do I even want a student that is very okay with being weak, showing their weaknesses. Spelling mistakes. This is where it comes in proofreading. Getting more than one person to read your personal statement. Repeating yourself. Repeating yourself just shows that you don't have enough stuff to write about. So you're repeating yourself, showing that again, there's a lack of substance in your personal statement. So you want to avoid that. Bad grammar. So these is again proofreading. If someone checks over your personal again, there's many drafts. You're not gonna get the first one straight away. The more drafts you do, the better, because more people will be able to look at it, give you feedback, and then use Grammarly or things to check. Make sure you check for your work to avoid grammar, spelling mistakes. Waffling. Again, if you're talking about I want to be a doctor, I know one thing about me is I'm determined. A doctor is like waffling that is going around the circle about going direct. We don't have time, nor does the people who are reading your first statement, nor you don't have the amount of space to be writing and waffling. You want to make sure it's concise. You can write and include everything you need. Swearing is very, very, like we can understand that we shouldn't be swearing in our first statement. Indecisive. I want to be a doctor, but I've also considered I want to be a builder. But I'm very, very, very good at cooking. But maybe in 20 years, I might be a chef. Again, you saying all these things in your first statement, even the person reading it will be thinking, are you sure it's the right place for you? Because you're indecisive. So you want to make sure that when you are writing a first statement, you're decisive. You know exactly what you want. You're confident in the choice that you made. And there's no doubt. Lies. So this one is a bit subjective. This one about lies. Again, we're recorded here. I'm not gonna suggest anyone to lie in your personal statement. Don't lie. But again, when you are going to write your personal statement, make sure there is truth to your context. Okay. So I'll give you an example. My friend went to Ghana and she went to Ghana with her family. Her dad does her dad's friend, her dad's brother has an oil business. I know she went there to stop by. It wasn't to say hi to the uncle, but also stop by. But she does finance and economics. So she was able to at least say, she was able to talk to the people. She was able to say that her uncle is has an oil business and understanding the dynamics and economics in Ghana and the relations into Western countries. And she was able to talk to her uncle a little bit and she'll drop that in. Okay, there was no lie that she did pass her uncle's company. Maybe she was able to speak through her uncle, speak to some of the employees, but at least there was truth to it. And if you're not getting interviews, you can still again use these things that you've gotten. If you travel a lot, use this to your advantage. If you know people, if you have connections, use them to your advantage. Don't lie from out of anything where that my mom was a queen in the village and I have royalty back there and like something that is very questionable. It has to be something that rhymes with your personal statement, that has context and has theme. So when somebody's reading it, it adds to the flavor of your personal statement. Excuses. This one is like again, excuses when you said, you know what, I want to study medicine, even though I took 3 year gap and I've tried, but I want to, again, you're giving excuses in your personal statement. This is again, you don't have time or space to be writing excuses, which doesn't even help. Again, when I talk about cliches, ever since I was ever since I was a child, I wanted to be a pilot. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to be a lawyer. They don't want to see that. It's quite a weak intro. Again, when you're writing too much, it shows that you're not able to be concise and be able to sharpen and write in a restrictive manner that somebody can read. And it shows that you can't, like when you're writing essay, when they say 5,000 words, it's 5,000 words. If you write 6,000, they're not going to read the rest that you've written past 5,000. So too much, you're not understanding or you're not listening to what they have said. Too little, again, they've given you 4,000 for a reason. You want to maintain that word count. We don't want to see low, AMT, by the way, in your personal statement, and any emojis. So this is a very bad list. So we don't want to see any of this in your personal statement. Okay. Cool. So this is just some cliches I was talking about, things to avoid. So I'm currently studying a BTech National Diploma. when you are filling in your UCAS application, they already know you're doing a BTEC or diploma. You don't need to repeat that you're doing a BTEC diploma. From a young age, I've always been interested in. From an early age, I've always been interested in. Nursing is a very challenging and demanding career. As long as I can remember, I've been fascinated with. This is how many times people have used this line. Is in brackets. The most people have used this line again and again. This is why it's cliche, because they know this line. Everyone they really know for I am from a young age. We don't even need to hear the next sentence because we already know what's going to be the next sentence. So this is why I want to avoid this kind of words. And it keeps going. There's still more. Fashion is nothing. It's not something that exists in dresses only. I think we're all wearing different clothing here. We know that fashion is not only in dresses only. 189 people have used this. Nursing is a profession I've always looked up to 178 times. For as long as I can remember, I've been interested in. I am an international academy student. Again, academically, I have been very determined. These are cliche sentences. And that wasn't in 2012. So imagine now, it'll probably be 400, 600 of how many people have used these lines. So you want to avoid these cliche lines. Okay. So beware of rambling. Okay. This is a example of a waffling sentence that waffles, a waffling sentence, a rambling. Captivated by all the encompassing importance of law in society, I am amazed at the way crime is moderated, precedents are set, and how they construct the nature of the world around. Again, just one sentence. There's only one full stop here. So before you even end the sentence, you just breathe. You have to breathe. Again, this sentence, there's so much going on. Those who've like done English literature, English language, will still look at this sentence and think, what has this person said? Captivated by all the encompassing importance of law in society. Stop. They've rambled, and you don't even know the point of this sentence. And again, it's 4,000 characters. You don't have time to ramble and not be clear. Somebody that's reading, they're reading like thousands and thousands of applications. They don't want to be battling English, trying to read your personal statement. They don't have time for that. So we want to beware of rambling and be clear and concise. Get somebody else to proofread it. Sometimes we can lack clarity, and that's okay. But this is why we check and proofread by looking at different perspectives. We'll get somebody to read through it. So please, if you're reading through, I know that sometimes I'm not clear. Get somebody to read through it or get a different perspective or proofread it so you can avoid rambling on and so it's not clear. So because we want to be able to understand it. Okay. So what does a good one look like? What does a good paragraph look like? And this is a good example. So choosing to study such a diverse and intellectually stimulating course has come by careful consideration and exploration of what career in medicine entails. Having shadowed an observation in two different environments, one at Homerton's Hospital, one in Homerton Hospital and the other while volunteering in Albania, I was able to compare how medicine is practiced in another society. Watching a baby open his eyes for the first time in a country with exceedingly poor healthcare standards and poverty made me appreciate the NHS in the UK. So not only did they start off with showing how they know how stimulating and challenging medicine is, they've shown they've done work experience and also showed and understands their healthcare, because this is somebody who's trying to study medicine, understanding their healthcare in different places and in their healthcare in our system in the UK, which is NHS. So this is a good paragraph, a good paragraph in it shows experience. So this person is again determined. They've shown that they've done work experience, so they're interested and passionate about this course, and they've also shown that they understand they understand and appreciate what we have in the UK in comparison to other healthcare standards and are aware of that as well. Okay, so again, it illustrates experience. It shows that you know what you're getting yourself into and explains your motivation and study for the subjects. Okay, so sometimes even when you're writing a personal statement, I would even say to show you're confident. When you read a personal statement, because I'm a mentor and sometimes I read personal statements who are going to university, and just some of the students who are or people who are applying to go to university, to show how confident they are, they can question. Some people are very scared to question, and I advise question. Show you're confident in the matter you're talking about. Do MPs have real power? will have an impact in development of our society. It is questions like this which inspired my interest in politics. It shows you're confident, you're ready to question what is right and what's wrong, and they want to see that. They want to see that you're stimulated, you're ready to learn, you're ready to question things that may not necessarily maybe fits with your values, but you're ready to listen to a point of view and also question someone else's point of view. So I feel like even writing questions just show you're very, very confident in what you're saying. They want to read your past them and say, this person is very confident. They're a very confident person. They believe and they are very passionate in what they want to do. And that's the impression that we want somebody to get from reading your past them. So I don't know if I should carry on. Should I carry on this? Because I know this is going to part 2 kind of vibe. But it's like the first part of this personal statement.
Oluchi,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not a question of doing a lot. I want them to digest it. You know what I told you about, because we are all adult learner, and we are not like you that your brain is still up there, we have to take it slowly and gradually, So we can stop here, and if people have questions, they should ask, and we digest it together. Because to write a personal statement, I'm telling you, you'll be lost for words. You wouldn't even know where to start from. You'll be wondering, I know I have this experience, but how do I write it down? What do I have to do to pass my information into a written statement? How do I do that? So that's the more reason this type of session is important to us. We break it down. We start from somewhere. You give it out for someone to proofread according to what Oluchi just told us. Then after that, you check what you've written. Sometimes I have this experience. Sorry, Oluchi, for taking over.
No, Auntie, please. Please.
I have this experience that I think I've discussed it here before. I gave my personal statement to a friend, and it was my nursing personal statement. I gave it to a friend. She wanted to go into nursing, She took it, she changed it according to her, because I told her she should do her own unique writing. But she took it over. Do you know they noticed this, that she copied? Because they've already given her, schools have called her, several schools actually called her, but there's something that happens. They have to call her back, that they find out that this information is in their data, they have their database, that because it's there, she should come forward and tell them how she got those personal statements, if it's a true personal statement, So these are things we should be wary about. When we are using somebody else's personal statement, we are using it as a guide, not copying exactly everything that is in there, So this is what we have to consider. If you have an experience or you want to share, you can do it for some time before Joy will come in. Let's discuss it. Ask questions. How do you start? Do you have personal statements you want to write? It's similar to going for a job. Do you have, you want to go into school? Even if it's not now, it's 3 years' time. So what course do you want to read? How can I start preparing for my personal statement? Because your personal statement, it is unique to you. It's your life experience, even when you modernize it, it is your life experience. Nobody should have the same personal statements with you. If you don't have questions, I think I have questions for Oluchi. Please, let's ask questions.
Yeah, I was going to add to what you said, plagiarism. So obviously what happened with a friend, they detected plagiarism because they've exceeded a certain amount of similarity to somebody else. Personal statements just showed more about you. You're sending yourself. You're showing them that you want to go to university. If you copy them, they've shown that you clearly you're not interested enough to write a personal statement from yourself to go to university. So it's very important that even if you do have, you find difficulty in trying to find a personal statement, using one for a guide to help you guide you if it's a similar subject. So honestly, okay, this is how they structured their own. I'm going to use a similar structure to do my own, not word for word. But yes, it is a lot of content, which is why, as I agree that that's why we're trying to break it up. And so today we've covered in looking particularly at why. Why do you want to study this particular subject? We've gone through structure. We've gone through different areas. Oops. What should be in your personal statement and what shouldn't be in your personal statement. We've gone through an overview, which if I can find it. No, nope, okay. I was gonna say I'll go back. Gonna go back. Um, yes, this is it. Yeah. So we've gone through like the first point, the first 2 points. Okay, we're gonna go through the first 2 points, basically, you've done 2 bullet points, and we'll continue from next session, but reflect on what we've learned, expect evidence of how you've applied yourself to your subjects. Okay, so showing that, okay, what you've done as your work experience and applying that to subjects, even if it's not necessarily direct link, we can still show transferable skills. So we looked at structure, we looked at what is a good and showing them. Again, action, benefit, and conclusion. This is a weak statement. This is a better one. So even if it's not direct to your course or to what you want to study, everything is valuable. Even if it's choir, even if it's ushering, even if it's something, it still shows a skill that can be transferred. Okay. So does anybody have any questions about personal statements, structure, how significant it is? Because some people don't know that. So different courses, personal statement, grading, and there's a lot of different things that you may have questions about applying, just in general about university. So if that's something that you have an inquiry about or you want me to go through in general, like how do you even start to apply, then talking about personal statement, just let me know. But does anybody have any questions at all about personal statements? No?
Any question?
Well, cool. That's great. So everyone should digest what we've learned today, and we're going to continue and pick up from next session, going particularly focusing on experience and applying what our experience to the subjects of specific focus that we're trying to apply for our university. Okay. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. Hope I haven't rambled too much, and hope it was useful.
Thank you very much, Alushi. We'll continue to learn from this, learning is ongoing. And hopefully we'll continue from where you stop with this personal statement. Let's use opportunity to invite Joy. I think I saw Joy just now.
I'm here.
Oh, are you there? All right. Yes. Let's invite Joyce to give us those code that we are very scared of. We don't want the children to sell us. We don't want to be lost among their friends. So let's be part of it. Let's feel young again, So let's see what we can take home from this. And we'll pretend as if we didn't learn this. Immediately we are there, we pick the phone, we start checking every bit of their coding. Then we'll call them and see them that, what were you writing there? So Joy, I pass this on to you.
Oh, hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. It's great to be back.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining. So today is the last session from our first quarter. Can I put it like that? So we're going to make it very fun, relaxing.
Exactly.
We've been learning so hard for the past 5 weeks. So we're going to be very relaxed about today's session and try to have fun with it. Just learning bits and pieces. As we're trying to be investigators as parents, you never know. and that's in the bid to kind of protect our children and keep them safe. So like Owa has already introduced, we're going to be learning about texting abbreviations. So this is something that's become quite popular I mean, it's been around for a while, but as there's more widespread use of mobile phones, a lot of people are texting now. I mean, in the past, when mobile phones came out, you would normally have like limited credits, limited characters. You can only, I remember those days, you can only text what, maybe 160 characters, something like that per text. You know, everything was quite restricted. So I suppose that's where, from my research, that was how texting abbreviation came about, because people found a smarter way of kind of texting in a very quick way and also efficient way. So they're making good use of, you know, the mobile, their credit and whatever package that they've set up with their mobile. So what is texting abbreviation? And the reason why we're learning this is that from last week, we learned about parental control, because it's our responsibility to make sure that our children are safe online, when they go on the internet. And, you know, it's our responsibility to make sure that we have everything in place, that we have put all the restrictions, that we know what they're doing, we can guide them, and we can understand their world. So we are learning this so that we can understand their world, we can understand their communication. Because sometimes they even use these abbreviations for us. And I'm constantly asking my daughter, what's that? And she's like, oh, mom, it means blah, 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 you know? And I try to use it as well for her. And sometimes she comes back to me with a laughing emoji, say, mom, are you for real, really? So sometimes it feels like I've used it inappropriately. She's like, no, mom, don't even start. So it's good for us to just, know about it. So what is texting abbreviations? They are shortened forms of words or phrases that help save time and characters. Exactly what I've just said. It helps save time. You know, you're on the go, you're in the middle of doing other stuff, you're multitasking actually. And quite often we have our phones with us majority of the times. And it's not just because we're sitting down and using the phones, we're most of the times doing other things. You might be working, but you have your phone in your hand, you might be cooking, sometimes you have your phone, you have to quickly respond. So the text abbreviations, they are shortened forms, it saves time and characters. They're often used for things like social media. So we see them quite often in social media, text, and to limit the number of characters used. And many text abbreviations are also used as slangs, what they call urban language as well. And they're especially used by our younger generations. So I believe we're part of the younger generation. I don't know about you, but I'm part of the younger generation. So we have to keep ourselves up to speed. And also it's to help keep you up to date, you know, on the latest shorthand that can help you communicate better with your audience. Okay, so it's not just with your children. Sometimes you're texting shorthand with your friends. Sometimes even in a professional capacity, you're using abbreviations in a workplace, depending on your field or your career. So we'll look at a few bits of abbreviations that we also use in work setting, just to cover all the different aspects. Okay, so why do we need to learn about texting abbreviations? It's a convenient shortcut, and it remains a major part of communication worldwide, even at workplaces. So don't feel like, even if, or maybe you don't have younger children or your children are old, you can use it at workplace. It can crop up in your workplaces, in emails. It's possible. Maybe you're in a work platform. Again, it can prop up there, and you don't want to feel lost. And sometimes you feel a little bit embarrassed asking, what does that mean? You know, so that's why we're learning about it. It can help you keep up to date with the latest texting abbreviation, because they come up with new ones every time. So the ones that you've learned maybe 10, 12 years ago might not be trendy now. So it's good to keep up to date with it, and also to better communicate with your audience. So are we ready for some questions and answers? Please give me a thumbs up. I can't do this quiz on my own. The only thumbs up I'm saying is always thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, or just put something in the chat, because I would need responses we're going to ask the questions, and if people know the answer, they can just perhaps type it up on the chat. Or if you're in the middle of something you can't quite type, you can unmute yourself and answer any of the questions. Just make sure it's interactive, and that's the whole idea, because I don't want to be answering them. I know the answers to most of them or all of them because I've researched them. So it's not going to be interesting. You won't benefit from it if you're not having a go. So let's start. Quiz time. So we have a list of 9 common texting abbreviations. We're going to start with the very common ones, with, excuse me, with the ones that we use frequently. We're quite used to it. We use it even on like religious platforms. We use it on different kind of platforms. Let's start with the first one. Right, LOL, fastest fingers. And bear in mind, there might be a prize. Guys, you never know. You might get a certificate at the end of the course for the most engaging participants. You never know. You might get a prize. Anything is possible. Let's have a go. What does LOL mean? Please type on the chat if you know. LOL. Any ideas?
Lot of laughter. Lot of laughter.
Okay. Lots of laughter. Okay. All right. Good. Anybody else? This is very interesting because I think I'm going to. Lots of love. Wow. All right. Anybody else? Who said lots of love?
Antonia.
Antonia, thank you very much. Lots of love, lots of laughter. Anybody else? Any other ideas? I'm getting different versions. This is interesting. Okay. So LOL is most commonly known as laugh out loud. So it's not lots of love, because I used to think it was lots of love. And it could well be lots of love. I used to use that a lot. And my daughter was like, Mom, it's not lots of love. It's laugh out loud. It can be lots of laugh as well, but most people understand it as laugh out loud. Okay, so that's very good. Thank you. What about IJN? This is very common. We use it all the time. I'm going to give you a tip.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen. Yes, we all know that.
You will let go of that.
Of course not.
Yeah, very good. Very good. In Jesus' name. Yes, thank you very much. What about NP? NP, have a go. Let me see if I can give you a clue. Oh, somebody calls you and say, oh, sorry, I'm going to be late for this appointment. Okay, I just wanted to let you know. And there's a 2-word that people would normally.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you, ma. Well done. Excellent. That's good. It means no problem. What about PLS? That's so common. I'm not even going to give you a clue. I'm not giving you a clue. When you're typing.
Please. Please.
Please. Yes.
Please.
Excellent. Good. And the next, number 5, THX. Thanks. Yes. Lovely. What about number 6? That's a tricky one. Any ideas?
Let me know.
Let me know. Well done, Rosemary.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Wow. We should have been taking this course.
Joy,
Yeah.
Are you sure Rosemary is not having an expo there? Rosemary, look, I am seeing some moves around you.
No, there's no any move around me. Can you see me? No.
Yes, I can see you. I can see you, Rosemary. Thank you very much. Over. Please be taking this course for me.
Thank you.
You know the winner. Well done. Well done. What about STH?
Sometimes.
Yes,
Something.
something. Excellent. Yes, something. Well done. What about OMW?
Oh my word.
Oh my
On
word.
my way.
On my way. Thank you. Well done. Who said that? Who said on my way?
Rosemary.
Well done, Rosemary.
Thank you.
So it means on my way. So when you see these things in your children's, your grandchildren's text, or people are sending it, or people are using our platforms, that's what it actually means. On my way. What about OMG? We all know that one.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Excellent. Well done. Okay, so let's move on now. Let's move on to the next one. Right, this is a little bit more complicated, but we might still know it. I'm not going to underrate my audience. We're very, very smart people. You've already exceeded my expectations anyway, so I have high hopes. So the first one is BRB. So
BRB. Be right back. Be
yes,
right back.
yes, be right back.
DBH. So
Well done. What about number 2? TBH.
to be honest.
To be, who answered that?
Rosemary.
Okay, Rosemary, we're going to give other
TBH.
people the chance now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All
You
right.
have won this session. Well done for Rosemary.
Thank you.
Let's see whether other people can, because you really know your stuff.
NV.
So let's see. BTW. What does that mean?
BTW. Between.
No.
Between.
Well, it can be between. Yes, it can be. Yeah, between. But there is another one I'm looking for. Somebody else have a go.
B to work. No.
Total body water.
Who is that?
Total body water.
What is total body water?
BTW now. BTW, is it?
So
By
we're
the
looking
way,
at BTW number 3.
Okay, BTW.
by the way,
BTD. By the way. Thank you. Who answered that? Who answered that?
Amina,
Amina, thank you very much. Let's go to number 4, NVM. What does that mean? That's very easy. We should know that. NVM is one word, actually. It's one word.
Never mind.
Never mind. Excellent. Who answered that?
Rosemary, you asked me not to answer, but I will answer.
Rosemary cannot resist it.
You know your stuff, I can see.
She knows her stuff. She's my assistant today. She's my assistant.
Thank you.
Okay, what about, okay, so number 5 is a little bit of, is a vulgar one, is a weird, it's not weird, it's one that you might possibly come across amongst young people. So what does WTF mean?
It's like a slang word. What the
Yes. Yes.
What the F? So
what the
you
F?
know,
Yes.
children
What
are
the
here.
F? So when you
Yeah.
see that somewhere, know that that's what you're talking about, and you should question it. Excuse me, where did that language come from? Exactly. It means what the F. Thank you. So number 6, it's another vulgar one. Number 6, I thought I'll chip it in because these youngsters, sometimes they pick things from the street, from outside, words that they wouldn't even use in the house. You'll be surprised that they're using it amongst their friends because they want to belong, because, you know, they're trying to, it's part of the norm, is normal. What does number 6 mean? Any ideas? It's a bad word anyway, just to let you know.
Okay.
We are all adults here, so. Okay, I can tell you. It means, F, shall I say?
Yeah.
Okay, it means F my life.
What?
Like
Means-
F my life.
Yes, F my life. Is the F word, my life. You know, like when they're trying to swear or getting frustrated about something. F my life. Okay. So what does ATM mean?
I'm very upset, ATM.
So this is an example.
I'm very upset, ATM, at the moment.
At the moment. Thank you. Yes, thank you. IDK. So this is how you would generally use it in a text format. Okay.
Okay, what you mean?
What do you?
It's
What
exam.
you mean?
So people are trying
What
very
you
hard.
What you mean? I
Sonia.
don't know. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. What do you mean?
Very correct. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so let's go to number.
9.
Yeah,
Oh.
so IDK means I don't know or I don't care. I don't care what you mean. Number 9, IRL.
Is low, big in photo, but RNA, the Mona Lisa is tiny.
So it's okay. So the context is it looks, for example, you could write it looks big in the photo, but IRL, the Mona Lisa is tiny. I'll tell you what it means.
Okay.
It means in real life.
Okay.
Okay, in real life.
In real life, yes.
In real life, the Mona Lisa is tiny. All right.
Yes, yes. So anytime you see IRL, that's what it means. Okay.
In real life.
Okay. So let's go to JK. Right. The King of England is dead. And then they put JK.
It's
Just
like
now.
no.
Just now.
Just no.
No,
Just now. Okay.
no,
No.
no,
Just can.
no. It's 2 words. Come on, keep trying. It's 2 words.
JK.
Just can.
No.
Care is C.
Just kidding.
Okay, just kidding. Kidding, yeah. Yeah, kidding.
King of England is dead.
The king. Okay, it's kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, just kidding.
Imo.
So let's look at the
What
next one.
really
And it could also mean joking. Yeah, it could
joking?
also mean joking. IMO. That rug really tied the room together. IMO.
Mons.
IMO. That rug really ties the room together. As in, it's really beautiful. It brings everything together. IMO.
IMO.
Any ideas?
No.
Come on, let's try. Okay, I'll give it. It means in my opinion.
Okay, in my opinion. In my
Yes.
opinions, the room to
The
the
rug really tied
rug
the room
really
together.
tied the room together. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in my opinion. What about NBD? For example, you say, I like the mango mochi ice cream, but NBD if they only have strawberry.
Nobody.
Good, you're in the right track, Rosemary. It starts with a no.
No, no big D.
No big deal.
Yes, well done.
Thank
This
you.
is like doing
No big
what you
deal,
call
yeah.
it, verbal reasoning or non-verbal reasoning. You are cracking the code.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what it is.
Rosemary, I told you, you are a professor.
Yes,
No big deal.
no big
I
deal.
like
Yes,
the mango mushi in ice cream.
yes, but no
Yeah.
big deal if they only have strawberry.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to number 13. That's the last of this.
YL. Got a sign of no.
Got to sign off now. What does that mean? That's a very common one, but we might not know what it means.
Total.
Not total.
Total.
So it's like you're signing off. You're saying goodbye, bye, speak later, whatever, you know, something along those lines.
Total to.
Can I give it?
Why? Yeah, total to.
Is anybody else trying, or is it just Mary
YL.
that is in this quiz?
YL.
Will take time. Why you learn?
Total to.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Take
Total sign
time
up now.
while you learn.
Live.
Yeah, live. Take time while you live. Okay.
Well done, students. That's not the answer, but that was a very, very good try. It means talk to you later.
Oh, talk to you
Yes.
later.
Oh, talk to you.
TTYS.
See,
Talk
that's
to
a sign
you
of
later.
bye.
Yeah.
Talk to you
Talk to you
later.
later. Off now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it means. Very good. Okay, let's do another category now. This is romantic texting abbreviations. Okay, so it's
Sorry, Joy. I have this feedback that I want to send across. You know, if you only need to write yes or no in the text box. You know, nothing. It's not personal. Just tell us how you are feeling. It's part of what we do ongoing on a monthly basis. So I will send it off now. While you are listening, you just write either yes or no. No much feedback. Yeah. Thank you.
okay. So please, can we just respond to that? And it's just to give us feedback on how you think the lesson has been going on, whether you think you've been benefiting from it for the past few weeks. If you haven't attended all the sections, but you've attended just a few, you can also just give us a brief feedback so that we can improve and we can make it better next time. And just to know that whether it's been impactful or not, whether you found it beneficial or not. Thank you. So now let's go to romance. That's why I've put it in red, guys. Can you see that it's in red? That's the color of love. Okay. So what does LTR mean? It's a little bit tricky, I'm not gonna lie. LTR. So maybe they're talking about two people being in a relationship, or talking about maybe having a what?
So maybe let's talk romance.
Let's talk romance. I like that. Why not? Thank you, Antonia. Thank you. Any other thoughts? Rosemary, any ideas? LTR. This is talking about romance or relationship because it's relevant.
Let's take it right.
Love. Let's see how lost.
No, it has to have an A.
Let's talk romance.
Let's talk romance. Okay, so you go with let's talk romance. Okay, that's fine. That's a good try. It means long-term relationship.
Long-term relationship.
Yeah. So when they are trying to hide information from you, that's what it means. Long-term relationship. And the other one is very similar. It's very similar. LDR. Just the D is different. What could that be? It's very similar to long-term relationship. Just the D is different.
Long distance relationship.
Excellent. Thank you. Long distance relationship. What about XOXO? We use that all the time. Rosemary, don't answer. Rosemary.
Okay.
Hey, love and kisses. Who is that? Is that you?
Mommy.
It's my daughter that said it though.
You see? Did you see that?
There's no baby. There's no baby in this topic. Everybody is aware. We need to educate ourselves. It means love and hugs.
She's just getting it. She said she would say it, she would say it, she would say it. I told her to shish. She refused.
Thanks, blessing.
She's part of the section.
That's fine. That's fine. What about BFGF?
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Oh my God. Very well, thank you. ILY.
I love you.
Thank you. Well done.
Hey,
I love you. Yeah. Good. So you can imagine young ones just coding this information. It will just be, it will be on their, you can never know what it means if you're not making that effort to try and understand their language. I love you. Excellent. And the next?
Lover of my life.
Yes, excellent.
Lover of my life.
Lover of my life.
I get it.
Yes, you did.
LYSM. LYSM.
Any ideas? It's all to do with love. Love is in the air now.
Which one?
It's the last one. LYS.
Love you so much.
Love you like mad.
Love you so much.
Love you so much. Thank you. Antonia wanted to emphasize it really, really well. She had to change the language. She changed the language.
Love in the air.
Love. Love you so much.
Good. Well done. We've done so well. I mean, there's loads and loads and loads of them online. So if you come across them, we can't exhaust all of them. If you come across them, what you need to do, just go on Google and you just type it in. You can put texting abbreviation LDR and it just pops up. It tells you exactly what it means. So Google knows it all in a way. Yeah. So yeah, let's use that resources. Okay. So let's look at some professional abbreviations. I know we know it. Most of us will know it, but let's just be sure. Let's be sure. Okay. I only picked a few because we're really looking at parental control and texting abbreviation in the context of being able to understand the language of, the younger ones and our audiences. But again, when we're in a work setting, we don't want to look, silly or feel embarrassed if we come across really, really basic. And some of these things, we see them all the time, but we don't even know what it means. Okay, so let's have a go. FAQ. Anybody? FAQ. I would really like other people to contribute. We're coming towards the end of this particular session. FAQ, we see that all the time when you go online. If you go on a website, you're trying to find information about that website. Sometimes they do have FAQ sections. What does FAQ mean? Any ideas, guys? Any ideas? Anybody? Rosemary? Owa?
Maybe ask questions.
Find answer quick or thereabouts.
Find answer quick. Did you hear what Antonia said? Find answer quick.
Am I correct?
Antonia, I like that your version. That is the Nigeria version of the answer.
I'm telling you. They carry last.
Find answer. Nigeria know they carry last. If
no way.
Go replace class.
No. No way. Find answer quick. Any other ideas? Let me hear other ideas. I'm enjoying this. No? Okay. So Rosemary, you're correct in a way, but what it actually means is frequently asked questions.
Oh, frequently asked questions.
Questions. Yes.
Frequently asked question. Okay.
Yeah. So when you go on some websites, sometimes you're trying to find certain information. You're trying to find answers to specific questions, and you're not sure. The first thing I'll do is I'll go to their frequently asked questions to see whether they've already answered those questions that I'm trying to get answers to. Yeah. Okay. So it means frequently asked questions. Well done, though. Very, very, very good try and attempt.
Thank you.
What about FYI?
For your information. For your information.
Yes.
FYI.
Excellent. For your information. Thank you. What about the next one? EOB.
EOB.
Idea. Sometimes you could use it. You could use it when you're exchanging emails at work. It depends. It's not a very formal way of writing, but yes, you can come across it. It means end of business. End of business. Yeah. So you're trying to say, could you get back to me before EOB?
End of business.
Before the end of business. Yeah. Before
Okay,
the
before
end
they
of the
close.
working day. Yes, before
Yeah.
they close.
End
That's
of-
basically what it means, before they close. Okay. What about NFA?
Not
Right, it
fine
doesn't
at
mean-
all.
Huh?
Not
What?
fine.
Wait,
Huh? What did they call it? What?
wait.
NFA. What?
What did they say? Somebody said something.
Anthony, are you hooking me?
Antonia, what did you say?
I
Is
said
it
not fine.
not fine at all?
At all.
Very good one. Very good
I
one.
like that.
Yeah. And also, just before somebody chips in, it doesn't mean no future ambition, please. It's not no future ambition. This is a more professional, like, terminology. NFA. NFA. Okay, it means no further action.
Oh, no further action.
Sure, yes,
Yeah.
that's what it means. What about ASAP? We know that.
As
That's
soon as possible.
Are you sure? You sure
Yeah,
we don't
as soon
have
as
different
possible.
versions?
Hmm?
Antonia, I was really looking forward to your version.
It's like, as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Yes. ASAP, quick. Thank you. And the very last one for today is AKA. I will use this all the time now. AKA.
Knowledge.
My daughter's trying to whisper. We use it all the time in Nigeria. We use it everywhere in the world.
Akayo.
No? Keep trying. It's the last one. Keep going for the prize.
AKA. Also known as. Also known as.
Also known as. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Well done. Well done, guys. That was really, really good. And you made it so fun. I loved every bit of it. And that's what we wanted. We wanted to have a bit of fun, a bit of relaxation.
Yes.
Not taking it too seriously, but also learning at the same time.
Yeah.
So those are just some of them. And I also thought that it would be good to, what's the next? Yeah. To suggest some parental control apps for iPhone users. Remember last week, we talked about how it's very difficult for iPhone users to have access and control over, their children, especially if they've got an iPhone. So there are some suggested. Now, you don't have to use any of this at all. These are just suggestions. And of course, you have to do your due diligence as well. So if anybody, generally, when people recommend things for you or suggest, you have to go back in there, see what works for you. Some of them might be free. Some of them might have features that may not have features that you're particularly looking for. Some of them might be better off, depending on the type of device that you're using or the person your child is using. So it's going to be different for different people. Some of them are more complex than the other. So always go into the website, read about it, go to the reviews. The reviews are very, very important. Look at the reviews, see whether it's been helpful, whether other parents, other caregivers or guardians have found it helpful. And then you can make your decision. There is a YouTube video I really wanted us to watch on some of these apps, and it just briefly explains to us exactly what they do. It's about 3-minute video. I don't know, in the past, our network have not been so favorable, but I'm gonna try it and see whether it will work today. We seem to have quite a stable network. So let's see. Just bear with me, please, guys. I think I've sent the, pardon me, I think I've sent the wrong video. Sorry, we're not having any luck. I think it's the wrong, it's the wrong video. I'm going to stop sharing. Hang on. I'll come back to the slide.
Sorry, Antonia, please send your feedback. Everybody that have not sent their
Yeah, you
feedback,
can do that,
do.
please.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Whilst we are waiting, just use the
Rosemary,
opportunity.
who else haven't sent their feedback? Some of you have done so. Mr. Vincent, please. Martha, you've done yours. Who else? Just go to the chat. Is either you write yes or no. There's no too much of hassle. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vincent.
Sorry, guys, bear with me. Whilst you're doing your feedback, just give me 1 minute to get a video out from my phone. Thank you. Okay, excuse me. What I'm going to do is I will share the other video. So there was another video. So this is for iPhone users, yeah? So these are all the links to the apps that you could download. Some, as I said, some of them you might need to pay like a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. Some of them are free, but they're available and you have to make your choice. And then for Android users, we talked about Family Link yesterday. That's the link. If you're not, it's quite popular though, but I don't want to assume that everyone know how to get this sorted out on their phone. So if you need a little bit of help with that, that's their website. You can sign up with them. And that's a YouTube video clip for Family Link. I don't know whether, is everyone familiar with it, especially if you're Android user? Are people familiar with Family Link? No? Okay. Well, the video is here anyway, but there was another one that I wanted to share with Android users.
Sorry, Joy, please, could you tell us more about Family Link for those that are not familiar with it? What is Family Link? What does it do for us? What will it do for us?
It's a parental control app from Google, and it's to help you have control over your child's device. So for example, you'll be able to set like screen time, you'll be able to know their location, and it's linked, it's mostly used for Android users. That was what I think, was it Antonia that was complaining about it, that she was using it previously, but when her daughter changed into iPhone, she couldn't, it was no longer useful. Let me just play the video. It's a very short video. Let me play that video if you don't mind. Let's see if we can play the video and just so that people can see a video of the demonstration. Okay. Can you hear? Did you hear anything?
Yeah, it's wanted to start. Can you, oh no.
No, can't hear.
Can't hear. Okay. Let me get my audio. All right. So you should hear now. I'm going to start again.
Hello, welcome back to my channel, Family Tech, where you get all the tech.
Just because your kid is smart enough to use an Android device, that doesn't mean they're prepared to see everything that's available online. That's why parental controls exist. You also don't necessarily want your child racking up hundreds of dollars in in-app purchases while you're blissfully unaware. Again, parental controls, but in a different way. We're going to show you how to do both, and we're going to start with Google Family Link. The first step is to install the Google Family Link app on the device you use. The nice thing about this app is that it's available on both Android and Apple devices, so even if you use an iPhone, you can control your child's Android phone, for example. Once that's set up, install the Google Family Link app on the device your child or children are going to use. You'll set up a special second Google account for this, or an account for each of them. Once that account is active, go back to your device and follow the prompts to finish linking the accounts. Now have your kids sign in on their device. Any changes you make on the Google Family Link app will now automatically apply to their device. So for example, you can go through their apps and see which ones they're allowed to use and which ones they're not allowed to use. Open the Family Link app, choose the account you want to make changes to, then scroll down to App Installs and tap View All Apps. If you see an app you want to block, just tap on it, then toggle the Allow App slider to off. You can also set up limits for screen time. Open the Family Link app, select the profile to manage, then select the card titled Daily Limit and tap Edit Limits or Set Up if you're doing this for the first time. Here you can select which days you want limits applied for and how long you want to allow your kid to use the device. That's not all you can do with the Google Family Link app. You can also monitor activity and even track your child's location. What about that pesky Play Store and those in-app purchases though? Fortunately, there's an even simpler solution for that. Open the Google Play app. At the top right, tap the profile icon, then choose Settings. Now go to Family Parental Controls. Now turn on parental controls and you'll be prompted for a PIN. Now select the type of content you want to filter and how to restrict access. There you go. Now your kid's Android device is much safer for both them and your bank account. For more information and frequently asked questions, make sure to check out the companion article over at MakeTechEasier.com. We'll put a link down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
All right, lovely. Did we understand that? I know he was a little bit fast with that demo, but you can, what's good about it is you can, when you go on the video, you can pause it and just follow it step by step. So you have your phone, you have your child's phone, you do exactly what he's doing, and you can pause it until you get up to speed with whatever needs to be done. Okay, so this particular one, AirDroid, is actually a very sophisticated parental app. It's a paid for one, so you've got price plan. But with this, you can monitor screen. So it's for screen monitoring, remote camera control, and so on and so forth. You can actually see the person's text messages. You can see it in real time. You can actually mirror their screen, their own phone, on your phone with this particular app. Let's see if we can watch a video of it. Hang on. It's called AirDroid. Let's play.
Does your child spend too much time on their mobile phone every day? Are you worried that your child is misled by online unsafe and unhealthy information? Then don't worry, because now you have AirDroid Parental Control. With this, you can protect your children from distractions and addictions of smartphones. So now, without wasting your more time, let's start the video. First of all, you have to download AirDroid Parental Control app in your phone. Please keep in mind that the Parental Control app is for parents, and it is available for Android and iOS devices. After finish the downloading, you have to open it. Now you have to sign up in it. I already have an account, so I have to log in. Now follow some basic steps, and it will show a link and a bind code. Now you have to access your child's smartphone for at least 10 minutes. And please keep in mind that the child's app is only available for Android. After access your child's phone, open the URL, which is showing in Parental Control app. Now you have to download the kids version in your child's smartphone. Once your downloading finish, you have to install it. In some phones, you cannot open the app directly. In those conditions, you have two ways to open it. Either you can type this code in your phone's dialer app, or you can open this link in your child's phone. Then click on Open. The second method was worked for me. Now coming to the setup part. It will ask you to allow all the permissions. Now you just have to allow each and every permission in your child's phone. Once everything done, it will ask bind code. Now get the code from your parental app, and enter the code in your child's app. The coolest thing about this app is that, you can hide it, means your child cannot see the app. And if you want to access the app in future, then you have to type this code in your dialer. I am going to hide it. Now you can see, the app is hidden. Now coming to the Parental Control Apps dashboard. Now coming to the remote operations part, here are important things. The first one is remote camera. By using this feature, you can easily see the surroundings. The next thing is screen mirroring. By opening screen mirroring, you can see child's phone screen in real time. You can check that, what type of content your child consuming. The next one is one-way audio. You can hear the sounds, to ensure your child's safety. The next feature is notifications. With this feature, parents can access their child's phone's notifications, like WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, Twitter, etc. You can see that, it is showing WhatsApp messages notification in real time. Also, the app sending me notification also. The next one is Apps List. With this feature, you can check the all applications on your child's phone. And you can also manage it, like how much time your child can spend on the phone, and on each app every day. How cool is that? The next feature is Track Real-Time Location. With this feature, you can track your child's location anytime, and even history route records. You can also set geofence range, and get alerts once child leaves the geofence. You can also check daily and weekly reports of your child's smartphone. There are too many other things as well. I cannot show the all things in this video, so just click the link.
So did we get that? So that's a very, very sophisticated one, to be honest. I have a friend that, well, she's not really a friend, but she's a colleague. And she installed one of these apps in her son's. She lives in one of the, shall I say, like rough areas in London. Her son is like 16. So she always gets worried, when he's going to school, when he's coming back. So she secretly installed one of these apps, but it wasn't really for her because she was obsessed with it. Every time at work, she's checking, what is he doing? He's coming down from the bus. He's getting this. And one day she called and she was like, why are you still there? I thought you were supposed to get on the bus. You're still standing and so place. He was like, Mom, what's that? Where are you? Are you around? And then he figured out that she was tracking him. She was too obsessed with him and she had to take the app off. So it just really depends. I mean, to be honest, we have to give them some level of trust, or benefit of doubt. But if you think that that's suitable for you, you want to go that length, it's needed at some stage or at some point, then it's all out there. People have used it for various reasons. I've seen online where they said, actually, don't go and install it on your partner's phone, trying to monitor their activities. You might not like what you see. So it's best to just stay clear if you're thinking about that.
That is what I'm just thinking of.
I trust you, Mother Rose.
Stop trying to be a detective.
Okay.
You might not like what you see. So just stick to the children if you feel like it's needed. So it's all out there. So if you need a bit of help, if you need a bit more step-by-step guide and help with any of this at all. Like I always say, we can offer that kind of personalized support, one-to-one support with individuals. And we appreciate that not everybody like to come out in the open and maybe comment or ask for help. But you can always reach out to OWA and tell us what areas that you feel you need help with or support or you're struggling with. And we can try and accommodate, you know, your needs and try and schedule some time to help you out, either remotely, as long as you give us some notice. It's not urgent. Okay. Does anybody have any questions at all today? Or from anything that we've talked about in the past, any lessons, any workshop we've had, anything you've learned, or anything you'd like to learn or know about for the next weeks or so, you can, let us know. Any comments? Any questions? Any feedback? Anything? Just say something. Okay. Well, I hope that the past few sections will come in handy, because obviously the children have gone on holiday and a lot of the parents will take holiday as well. Even if you're not taking any extra holiday, we all have the Easter bank holiday coming in. So we have a little bit of time in our hands for some of us that don't work in health and social care, or even if you do, somehow, because you've got kids, it's, you know, it's usual that we take time. So this is the time for you to look into all of these information that we've shared with you, all of the strategies, go back to our slides, the information, read back and implement them. It's not just listening to them and taking in the information, it's action, taking that next step to do something about it. Because if you don't do something about it, nothing is going to change. You'll continue to be in that same situation. You continue to experience that same problem. But once you start taking the step, because you've done the right thing by coming in for the sessions, now you have the information. It's now up to you to make good use of it. So thank you, anyone. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Joy. Like, you know, we always look forward to this type of opportunity, and you've given it to us so powerful. It's amazing to be in this type of session, because I'm learning, and I hope everybody, we are all learning too. I told you, as I always say, I'll continue to put this forward. Learning is ongoing. There is no limit to learning. We continue to learn. By the time you close your brain to learning, that means you are not living anymore. So let's continue to learn. And if you feel there's anything that's challenging for you and you want to discuss it with us, we are family. We can send this through chat. You can call me. I'm always available to listen to you. We can book an appointment one-to-one. But even if this section finish, as in the project is not going on, you can always call on me and I will be there. It's just a question of we organizing a special time for ourselves. So I want to say thank you for this opportunity. Next week, we will not be here because there is half term, there is Easter break. Next, I think 2 weeks, it's to be 2 weeks. So we'll be coming up after 2 weeks time, which I will always notify you through the group chat. So let's sit back and enjoy our Easter break. And for those that are doing fasting, they should enjoy their fasting too and enjoy their celebration. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you again.
Thank you for participating. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you, Rosemary, Antonia, Martha, and everybody else.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, my love.
Bye. Bye.